How do officials work the 2-minute offense? Let's go to rules school. When time is short and a half, officials will exercise situational awareness and be spotting the ball more quickly and expeditiously when the clock is running. Now, the reason for this is we don't want to see the half come to an end with the ball on the ground and it's because of the spotting. If it happens because the offense isn't ready, well, then that's on them. But we want to avoid a situation where the officials do not have the ball ready for play when the offense is looking for it. So we're going to take a look at some of those mechanics right now. So we're in a situation here, 17 seconds to go. The clock is currently stopped, but you can see the Jets are trailing by 3. They have no timeouts. And obviously they're in relatively close to field goal range. So if the play ends in the middle, we're looking at a potential spike. So here we go. And we'll see that it's a short pass and in the middle of the field, and we're down at the 17. So right about there, that's where we want to have the ball spotted. So now we're in a hurry up mode. We have 7 seconds, and you can see that umpire comes in right here and just taps the ball. And part of the reason for that is we've already established the line of scrimmage here at the 17 with the down judge at the top and the line judge down below. So they're holding the line of scrimmage. So umpire just needs to set the ball on the 17, and in this case, it is already on the 17. So as soon as he touches it, that has set the ball ready for play. It is important that he does touch the ball because that is what establishes the neutral zone. Once that ball is tapped, the neutral zone is established. So on either side, we will have the 1 yard neutral zone established. And then the umpire will go to the defensive backfield so that the offense can snap the ball. Instead of going through back the other way through the offensive line into the standard position, the mechanics in 2 minutes in a situation where it's an obvious situation where there's going to be a spike, he can go into the defensive backfield. If they run a fake spike, then that's fine. He will just officiate from that position. But those are the accepted mechanics because more than 90% of the time you are going to see a spike in this situation. Now, if we take a look back here, the center is looking to the side here. He's looking to see where the down judge is marking it so that he puts it down on the 17-yard line. So it's important for the line officials to get up to that dead ball spot. Of course, the deep officials will hold that spot until the line officials come up. So in this case, he's looking over to see that there's the line of scrimmage established at the 17 and puts the ball there so that the umpire just has to come in, tap the ball, and then they can get the spike off. One other thing to keep an eye on the offense here is that because they're aware of this mechanic, we can see that they've left a little bit of a lane in here for the official on either side here, for the official to come through. They do spread out a little bit on the offensive line, knowing that they want to leave a lane for the umpire to get in so that he can tap the ball and officiate the play properly. Okay, we're going to take a look at another play here. We have 59 seconds to go. The Cardinals have the ball. They're trailing by 10. Again, no timeouts, so we can see that they're going to be in a hurry-up situation as well with 2 scores to make. And in this case, we're going to have a deeper pass. So this is going to cover a lot more ground than the prior play here. And we see that the receiver is down at the 24-yard line. So that is our spot. And what's going to happen here is the back judge is going to come in and he's going to spot the ball at the 24-yard line. And as we show how this plays out, you'll see that instead of relying on the center to spot the ball, in this case, the back judge has placed this. we have the line judge and the down judge that have just arrived. So in the meantime, while they were coming downfield, the two wing officials here, the two deep wings, they are now released to go downfield. They were holding the line of scrimmage, so now they can go down. And once this ball is spotted, then the back judge can also move. That also gives time for the umpire to come in and for the referee. And they're going to just be coming right behind the offensive lineman, so they're not going to be there getting there any later than the offense needs to. So let's just take a look at this one more time, and we can see that when the receiver is down, and we established that he was down at about the 25, we already have up here, we can actually see the feet of one of the deep wings here, and he's going to mark that line of scrimmage right away so that when the back judge comes in, he can spot that by looking at either the wing officials, and then essentially everybody just shifts right down once everybody is in place, and it just kind of moves just like that. It all works in concert with each other, and it's very important in a situation like this when it is a hurry up that everybody is on the same page. So a good job by this crew where they held the line by the deep officials. Then once the short wings came in, then the deep officials could all go down and in this case cover the goal line, because we see that the goal line is going to be threatened here. So of course, any discussion on hurry up mechanics, we're going to go back to the 2021 wild card game between the 49ers and the Cowboys. And in this case, we're not dealing with a pass, but we're dealing with a run. And we're going to try and still apply those same mechanics, although it is unusual to have a run end in the middle of the field like this. It just really spreads everything out. So in this case, we see that the runner is down at about, we've got the knee down at about the 20, inside the 26, about the 25 and a half. So now we have 8 seconds to go and trying to get these mechanics in place. The problem is that the center has decided to spot the ball at the 23, which is not acceptable. I mean, we can tolerate a little bit around the yard, but in this case, the dead ball spot is clearly 2 yards at least upfield, and so this spotting by the offensive line is not going to be acceptable. Neither one of them has looked at the line of scrimmage officials to see, are they properly lined up in this case. The other thing that we'll notice is that there's a very tight alignment here on the line of scrimmage, and this does not give a lane for the umpire to get through. So there are a couple of things amiss here. The umpire has to fight to get his way through, and when he goes to spot the ball, he can see that the down official is over here, so it's not a straight. So he's got to move the ball back to do that. The down judge actually does shift over a little bit to try and accommodate a neutral zone. So neutral zone is really not even established before we even get a snap off here. And the reason why, we're looking at this yardage, I mean, it's not going to affect the spike if it's off by a yard. We can make that adjustment in between downs on the next down. But in this case, if we're 2 yards downfield, there's nothing that precludes Prescott from just throwing a fake downfield, a fake spike and connecting downfield. And those 2 extra yards then mean quite a bit in that situation. If we go back a little bit further, we can see that we wouldn't have the ability to get the back judge in here in time to then spot and then get back out, because it's a run. It's a lot shorter yardage gain in this situation, so that's not going to be the proper mechanic. To be honest, this doesn't come up too terribly often where a team runs in the middle of the field. Usually we'll see something go out to the sideline, but everybody pretty much followed the mechanics as best they can, because you still have here an entire convoy, And with them in proximity to the runner, there is still a lot to officiate back here. There could be low block, there could be blocks in the back, there could be any number of things that come into play back here that can affect the run here. So they don't stop officiating the play here. When it is a pass, there's going to be a lot less action back here. But in this case, they have to officiate the play. And then when we have that dead ball spot, it's got to be reasonably accurate. And in this case, that did not happen. The 2-minute mechanics are not only important for officials, but they are for players because they need to know where the officials are going to be and when, what they're going to be doing, and they can adapt accordingly. Efficiency and consistency are key for officiating crews. That's Rules School. I'm Ben Ostro. Class dismissed.